Alright, you guys, so today I want to go over all the different tools and tips and everything for UFO hunting. Alright, so because I know a lot of people have questions on what they can use and what to do and what to look out for, so that's what we're going to go over today. So one thing that's great to have is applications for your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, get a smartphone. You're going to need it eventually. I don't know what the fuck you've been doing if you don't have one. All right, so first things, Heavens Above. All right, it's a great app to have. They also have it on desktop, which is it's probably the best one. Okay, Satellite AR is one of my favorites to use because it has augmented reality, so you can tilt the phone and see what's up there. Flight Radar is great to have. This app lets you see any planes or helicopters. Anything with a transponder that's in your area will show up. So that's another great app to have. So you can so if you're filming stuff, you're not going to get confused by airplanes. You're not going to get confused by satellites or anything else. A sky map, Google Sky Map is great. That way you know all the planets, the bright stars, and everything. Because believe me, Venus and Jupiter will fuck with you so bad it will drive you nuts. All right, so just don't even fucking waste your time on it. Night Sky Tools is another great app. It'll give you a bunch of different information on stuff that's out there that's really useful. But probably the best one is Heavens Above, because they tell you everything about the satellites. Now, even though the Satellite AR does have the augmented reality, which I prefer to use for like the best information, it's Heavens Above. That's the best one, I think. See, so it's like that's a picture from your phone right there. Like you could have it out in the daylight and see it where a satellite would be. So it's pretty cool. But this one gives you all the like it tells you how fast they're going, their trajectory, where they're going to be, what time you won't be able to see them, what part of the planet can you see them from. It just tells you everything. So professional astronomers use it all the time. It's the way to go. It's my favorite one to use, usually on desktop if I want to look at something. Now when it comes to like some of the equipment that you use, that's important too. Binoculars are excellent, 100%. Telescopes, fuck no. Don't fucking waste your time with them. I'm telling you. And I don't care who you are, what the fuck you have to say about it. Don't waste your time with a fucking telescope, okay? It's fucking stupid. They're pointless. They're good for astronomy, not for UFO hunting, all right? I promise you. Now, since a lot of people have smartphones, getting a lens for it is cool, but you can also get a clip-on thing for it to go on binoculars. See, now that's fucking cool right there. So, I mean, binoculars work great at night. You'd be surprised, but looking up at the stars, it's almost like night vision. And night vision is also another great thing to have. This thing is not real night vision. Don't fuck around with it. But real night vision is great. This is rangefinder, so it tells you how far away an object is. Those are also great to have too. Now, there's a kind of a argument between what's the best, like FLIR or night vision. And so you can see in this one, this is like a FLIR promo, how they're showing you how much better FLIR is. All right, but I just want to point some stuff out. Look at the sky up there, okay? But look at the sky in that picture. They're both black. Okay, you need infrared light for night vision to work. Otherwise, the only thing the night vision will pick up is just regular light. Okay, like this right here. Now they're trying to fuck with you guys, for anyone who knows this, but look at the sky. See, now look at the sky in the FLIR. Okay, this was obviously filmed at twilight, when the sun was just getting ready to go down. So I mean, fucking, I could understand them trying to sell their product, but fuck, come on, man. Now look at this right here. Now FLIR can see through smoke. Firemen use it, but as we look at the night vision side, we can see that there's a shadow from the smoke. That means they're blasting it with infrared light, which would make it next to impossible to see through because of it's being blasted with the light. So they're just doing little tricks like that. But FLIR is great. But you guys want to know something? Do you know what happens when you look straight up? This is what you see when you use FLIR at night, looking straight up. Nothing. So there's also another cool little trick. Now, if you have a night vision on your Sony camera, okay, if you try to click it on in daylight, this is what you see. You just a total whiteout. It's just a total washout of light. But if you get an IR filter for it, it's really, really cool. All right, so you can use the night vision in daylight, but there's a cool little effect that happens when you do this. This is what's really neat. All right, so it actually can see through stuff sometimes, depending on what it is. See her tattoo? Nothing is, and you can see it's written out the rest. She's even got some stars and stuff tattooed on there. Isn't that cool? Like right behind that curtain, what is that? Well, you can't tell, but if you put the IR filter on, you can see right through to the laundry basket just sitting there. Oh, right behind that black cloth. Isn't that cool? So I prefer night vision, infrared. I think it works a little bit better than FLIR does, because if you use FLIR to look straight up, you're not going to see anything. Okay, stars aren't hot enough for FLIR to pick up, but if you use night vision with an infrared filter on it, you could use it day or night. And it is important to have a good infrared beam, an emitter for it. Now you can turn any camera into an infrared camera, so you can take a night vision camera. You can take any camera that you have, a video camera, a regular camera, and you remove the infrared blocker on it. All right, so that little IR filter on there, they'll take that out, and that little piece of glass or whatever, and now that camera will see at night. As long as there's infrared light blasting, it'll be able to pick up the infrared light. Some cameras don't have that little piece of plastic on there. Some of them have where it's actually like painted on there, so you have to scrape it off, but be real careful when you do it, because you will fuck your shit up. Now see, that's the camera, but what are those two boxes sitting right next to it? Those are actually like 100 infrared lights, little LED lights putting off infrared, so the camera can pick up the infrared. And in a regular camera, you can't see shit. But the camera doesn't work. It's not like, if you turn off the infrared lights, you won't see anything. You have to have the infrared lights on, you see? So as he turns the lights on and off, the camera will pick it up. But with no infrared light being emitted, the camera won't see anything. Now lasers are probably the best fucking tool to have. For some reason UFOs are highly attracted to them, so they're always great to have, and they're a shitload of fun. Now what this guy is doing, these are special batteries or rechargeable batteries or whatever. But rechargeable batteries suck, because once they start to lose power, you have to wait for them to recharge, which takes hours for you to have full potency, But they are fucking one of the best tools you can have. Now my 301 laser, which I have, this guy bought his for $15, but just the laser. Okay, for the rechargeable batteries, it's like $30 for those. Okay, so it's a shitload of money. Another cheaper way. Now I got 2 of those lasers. Okay, for $17, buying off of eBay. I get 2 of them for $17 with none of the rechargeable batteries. Then I took them apart and I screwed the 2 of them together, so it's even longer. It's extra long, and it can fit AA batteries in it, so you can have like full power all the time, and as soon as they start to die out, you can throw in fresh new batteries on it. You don't have to wait for anything. It's awesome. Other than that, these the regular laser, just by itself, it won't hold the batteries properly. You have to have those weird ones. But if you get 2 of them and screw them together, you can put 2 AA's in there. It works perfect. It works better than what they do. So pretty cool. Yeah, those things are a lot of fun, but they're pretty cheap too. So now, things to look out for, that this is really important too. Iridium flares are a big deal. Iridiums are a constellation of satellites. There's like 80 of them or some shit or whatever. Or what's it say? 66 communication. Yeah, that's it. Now this guy uses Heavens Above, okay, and Cal Sky, so he knows every satellite that's going to be in the vicinity of where he's filming. He'll know where every satellite is in the sky. So right down there you can see Iridium 82. Each one is a number for the whatever part of the constellation it is. So I think there's like a whole ring of them basically that circle around the Earth, and they're like just a few hundred miles away from each other, 1,000 miles away from each other, something like that. But they're one of the brightest satellites that you'll see, and they flare up when their solar panels start to reflect light. They flare up and they get super bright. and then they just disappear. And I think a lot of people will have issues with that, thinking they're looking at UFOs when they're actually just seeing an iridium flare. Yeah, that's pretty neat though. It sure looks cool though. I mean, they look bright as fuck too. Now, before we move on, there is one thing I just want to show you about this video, because I have the eyes of a fucking eagle and you ain't getting shit past me. There is something very interesting here that happens because there is a little UFO, a little unknown object, because if he was using heavens above, he would have known every object that would have been glowing through this vicinity right now. All right, and he only points out the iridium satellite because he doesn't. There's nothing else at the time that's going by. So that's the only reason, because this guy does all photo astronomy or whatever. So now let's take a look at this. All right, see that little guy I circled? Watch him. Look at him go. And look at the speed like changes on it. It almost looks like it changes direction right there for a second, and then it looks like it goes back. It's kind of hard to tell. But one thing I can tell you is if it was a satellite, then he would have known about it and he would have pointed it out, because that's what he does. See it going? See, you ain't getting nothing past me. I tell you what, man. I might not be, the smoothest cat in the world, but I'm a very clever cat. You ain't getting shit past my ass. Pretty cool. Not bad. Alright, let's keep it going. Somewhere around there. Look at that guy flare up. Now, if you didn't know any better, you'd see that and be like, oh my god, it's a UFO. No, it's just a iridium flare satellite. Or it's a iridium satellite that's, solar panels are reflecting off of the sun, and we're seeing a big flash. So, you want to watch out for stuff like that. But you can do that with those apps I told you about. You can cancel all that shit out first and say, okay, I know it's not that because this app doesn't show it, so it's not there. So it's something else. See this guy again moving at the same speed. And I mean, these are predicted down to like the minute, literally. Like, they count down on like the apps, like when you're going to see it. So it'll have like a timer, and you can just look up and the direction it tells you to, and it'll go down. And I mean, it's literally like only like a couple seconds off. Yeah, cool. See, the color change happens because of the camera, not because of that it's actually like changing colors up there. All right, but you can even see iridium flares in the daylight. Well, depending, like after the sun's gone down, when it's still like twilight, when the sky's still blue, you can see it. Thing you gotta look out for, another thing, is uncontrolled satellites. When they're going around flipping and tumbling, you could see flashes, a bunch of flashes in the sky, and think, oh my god, I'm getting a bunch of flashes from something or whatever, from a UFO, when in fact it's actually just a tumbling satellite that's just kind of like out of control. But one thing is for certain, even though it's tumbling away and they can't control it, they know exactly where its trajectory is. They know, or what it is. So they know where it's going and how long it'll be until it comes back around. So using those apps again will still tell you, if you see one flashing, it'll still tell you that, hey, yeah, that's a satellite. Another issue I have is when people say planes are UFOs or they're fake planes, and I just want to fucking blow my brains out, dude. I just swear to God, man. All right, and there's some important tips for when it comes to dealing with airplanes that, you know, I feel like people should know, because people don't know too many things about them, like the lights and what the lights mean and stuff. Okay, when you see like the really bright lights, you'll know that it's coming towards you. All right, and they have taxiing lights, and then the turn off lights and landing lights. So when they're on the runway, and then bright lights for when they're landing. And now these are navigation lights or positioning lights. And one thing you need to know is that the red light is always on the right or on the left, and green is always on the right. Now the strobe lights on a plane are simply for getting attention so you can see it, and they'll have them on top or the bottom, or sometimes both. All right, and another thing is that they have on the wings will always have white lights facing backwards also. So if you see two of them separated, or two white lights separated going, you know, in the sky, you can say it's a plane flying away from you. And you can even tell which way it's going by looking at the red and green lights. So see, if you're looking at it unfocused from far away, it might look like a crazy UFO, but it's not. So don't let that shit fool you. Comets and asteroids and meteorites really fucking are awesome, but they fuck with people who don't know. Something like this. Now this is a spectacular catch. This is a big ass asteroid burning up in the atmosphere, and see how it tears apart and breaks down because it's going so fast. When it hits the atmosphere, it's almost like hitting land. I mean, it just demolishes it, and then each little piece lights up into its own little fireball. And basically anytime you see one light up like that, it's what we call a fireball. These would be what we call like shooting stars from a meteor shower. Little fast guys like that, little bloop. Usually you'll see like a little smoke trail behind them. Now, meteor showers come from the tail of a comet. So when a comet is passing by us, the Earth will travel through the comet's tail, and we'll get a meteor shower. And whatever direction it comes from, we'll take the constellation that's in front of it, and that's what we'll call it. So like as it gets closer, as the comet, which is like a big chunks of rock and ice and shit, as it gets closer to the sun, it starts to put off gas, which makes a tail, and then the Earth slowly passes through it. And then when we look up from the night sky, we can see a bunch of little meteorites just burning up in the atmosphere real quick. And they'll have like, you know, different names, like the Perseids meteor shower. That was because it came from the constellation of Perseus, or what it appears to. Or you have big ones like this, which are like giant fireballs or whatever. This one was fucked up, dude. This one in Russia, that was a really cool one. You know, I actually saw one of these videos that had like a UFO in it, a black one, in the sky, while the UFO, like right after the comet hit, or asteroid hit in Russia. It was fucking awesome. One more thing before I go that I would like to add. One of Secure Team 10's newest videos is when Google Earth UFOs, unknowns, and downright strangeness revealed. That one stupid title. It's funny because basically, if you go and watch it, I really feel like he's in there trying to rip off my style, okay? And because in that video, you hear him cuss for the very first time. He says the word shit. Ooh, impressive. And then he puts up a bunch of weird pictures or whatever, like they're mistakes, like he's making a joke, like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Some of it's okay, kind of funny, but you know, it's like water cooler funny. You know, it's pretty fucking lame. And you know, I got something to say to all the haters, all his little fucking fans who like to come over to my channel and talk shit. For someone who, you know, I'm supposed to be jealous of because he has so many subscribers, why is he trying to imitate me? I'm just wondering. Does that make any sense at all? I mean, shouldn't I be trying to imitate him? You know? No, it's the other way around. His ass is trying to imitate me, all right? Because he knows what's going to happen. I speak the truth. I got talent. I'm funny. And I say what the fuck is up. He doesn't do any of those fucking things, okay? And he's like, oh, how's this? Why are people even paying attention to him? That's why they're paying attention to me, because of all those things, all right? It's the exact opposite of what you do, all right? That's the fucking problem. And any of my subscribers, feel free to go over there and go to that video and let them know who the fuck he's ripping off. All right, feel free to do that. I promise you I won't get upset. All right, you guys, UFO proof out. Lights, now, even though the satellite AR does have the augmented reality, which I prefer to use for like the best information, it's heavens above. That's the best one, I think. See, so it's like that's a picture from your phone right there. Like you could have it out in the daylight and see it where a satellite would be. So it's pretty cool. But this one gives you all the like it tells you how to see any planes or helicopters, anything with a transponder that's in your area will show up. So that's another great app to have. So you could so if you're filming stuff, you're not going to get confused by airplanes, you're not going to get confused by satellites or anything else. A sky map, Google Sky Map is great. That way you know all the planets, the bright stars, and everything. Because believe me, Venus, actually, I don't know what the fuck you've been doing if you don't have one. All right, so first things, heavens above. All right, it's a great app to have. They also have it on desktop, which it's probably the best one. Okay, satellite AR is one of my favorites to use because it has augmented reality, so you can tilt the phone and see what's up there. Flight radar is great to have. This app lets you. All right, you guys. So today I want to go over all the different tools and tips and everything for UFO hunting. All right, so because I know a lot of people have questions on what they can use and what to do and what to look out for, so that's what we're gonna go over today. So one thing that's great to have is applications for your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, get a smartphone. You're gonna need it eventually. And Jupiter will fuck with you so bad it will drive you nuts. All right, so just don't even fucking waste your time on it. Night Sky Tools is another great app. It'll give you a bunch of different information on stuff that's out there that's really useful. But probably the best one is Heavens Above, because they tell you everything about the satellite.